Okay, welcome back to Amateurs Abroad. And the big question is, where have we been?
Right?
Where haven't we been?
Where-
Well, you've
I've
been
been,
all over the place.
I have been all over the place in a small area. I've been all over. Yeah. So when I left you, we went on a lovely adventure of going to Taylor Swift. I don't know if you can read it. In Milan, super jazz. A bunch of
Which is
girlfriends.
such a benefit, though, of being in Italy, is that your friends
Yeah.
are like, hey, we can't get tickets in the States. What about Milan? And we're like, okay, why not? So
Yeah.
that it's amazing that's,
The whole thing started like a year ago because nobody got tickets.
yeah,
And I live in the Phoenix area, and that was where she opened her tour. So good luck to us,
right.
and didn't happen. And then we just couldn't get anything anywhere else. And so when I was there, 2 summers ago, they
Yeah.
emailed and like, hey, can you get tickets over there? And so we tried it, and let me tell you, that was an adventure. Have you ever tried to get tickets to somewhere in a different language when you're trying to follow directions, but you don't know what directions they're giving you? And like,
With the
take a
clock counting
picture.
down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're like, pick
And
all the bikes.
sold
And
out.
you don't know if they're
Sold
asking you to
out.
pick all the bike pictures and clack on them. And I'm like, oh, it's horrible. So we survived that, and we got tickets.
Yeah.
So then
So I
forward to the
think, though,
next
that we
one.
didn't even do any podcasts over the summer. So first off, you came to
Oh,
Italy
yeah.
over the summer. We met there in the summer, and then
Yes.
worked on the which Lisa pointed out to me, she's still yet to see the sea. I mean, you've seen it, but you haven't touched the
I have
sea
been there 2 summers. I have yet to go to the sea.
on an
I know
island
it's an island, but
where there's beaches everywhere. But we had a couple different plans to go, but things just happen, and because when you're
yeah,
trying to get the house
the
is set up and the renovations done, and I think I just bit off more than I could chew, and so we were doing that all summer. So we do have some videos of those things that we're going to start posting, and then at
yeah.
the end of the summer, you left earlier than you would have to go back to Phoenix, and you went and did the. I'm totally jealous of your 10-day adventure. Was it 10 days?
Yes, 10 additional days. And we went
Yeah.
to Milan first for the concert. And then
Which
after
the
the
most brilliant part of what you did, though, for that was pre-booking massages at a spa after the concert for
oh,
the
for
next day.
sure. Day 2 of
Yeah.
Milan was, and I can't remember the spa, but it was amazing. So if you go to Milan, you'll have to
Yeah.
go there. I'll get the name and we'll like tag it or whatever. But
Because you
it was
saw it on
amazing.
TikTok or Instagram or something, right?
Yeah,
And then you're
we
like,
found it on
okay.
there, and it was just like we would do it again and again, even if we didn't go to a concert
Yeah.
all day the day before. It was well
Right.
worth it. So
Right.
they had a lot of options. It was awesome. So we did that the next day, and then we started our journey to Lake Como. We rented a Airbnb there, and I was dealing with a little bit of vertigo, which was a giant bummer, but still fine. I was
Mm-hmm.
still in a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
area, so I can rest and watch the mountains and lakes, and
Yeah.
everyone
Beautiful
else
lake.
we had
Waiting for
rented a
George
boat.
Clooney to knock on the door and say,
I
hi, how
know.
you
I
doing?
was looking, couldn't find him. But they rented a boat and just kind of jetted around, and then they
Yeah.
came back for the day. But yeah, we did that. We kind of packed in a lot. It was a little exhausting but fun all at the same time. So
Yeah.
we went to Switzerland next and visited the Lindt chocolate factory,
I
which
know.
that alone is amazing. But if you're allergic to chocolate, it's a
Yeah.
little bit of a bummer. Although I still ate the chocolate, I just knew, oh, I gotta stop eating it right now. Right now is when I need to stop eating it.
Right.
So then you
Well,
just
I
buy
love
enough.
how I just recovered from vertigo. Let me do some chocolate now to see if I
Yeah.
can really
So,
kill
I'm
myself.
already falling apart. Why not just add more to it?
Right.
That's my motto.
Right.
So that was awesome. We went through that factory tour, um, took all the pictures, and went on a bus tour to Heidieville. I'm sure there's a different name to it. I can't remember what the actual city is, but
Right.
the Shirley Temple movie, Heidi.
Yeah.
A lot of the people with me who were not aware of this, and they're like, "What are you talking about, Heidi? Like, what do you mean?"
Like that name
There's
came
like
from
a
something?
movie, and there's like, what? So
Well, because I
we
think
get
it was
there, and there's like,
Technicolor. Like it was that kind of movie, like
Right.
Technicolor movie. Yeah. Yeah.
So we get there and there's like Heidi and Peter and they're like, what is this? And I'm like, they're boring people. So they researched it after the fact, was a little bit
Yeah.
backwards, but still informative for
But the
them.
pictures you sent were ridiculous, how green
I
and lush,
know.
and like it looked like a fake village. Like
Yeah.
it was
Right.
insane.
Like a photo dropped background.
Yes,
But
exactly.
it was all beautiful. Like so I was still having like a bit of the vertigo. So I'm like, I'm not going to climb a mountain. So I'll just sit down here where the pretend goats and Heidi and Peter are, and you guys can climb the mountain. And I just sat there
Yeah.
and like listened to music and just looked at all the beauty. It was just
And
beautiful.
yodeled.
And yeah, I was going to yodel, but there was a lot of people that I kept passing by. So I don't know. But yeah, it was amazing. And then we went, the only bad part of our trip was the way back was when the whole I think it just happened in the US, I'm not sure. But the like not internet crash, but the whatever kept track of all the planes.
That's right.
So
All the
everything's like canceled.
airline systems went down. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a bit of a crazy endeavor. Like we were all trying to make our flights and then they were all canceled or they were all delayed. And so it took probably about 3 days to get home, but it was fine.
It's all good. Right. It's all good. You just had to teach the next day. It wasn't like you didn't need to prepare much.
Yeah. I mean,
the school year, you know.
Yeah. The lesson for that day was where Miss Benton went all these times.
Right.
They learned something. Like, not curriculum wise, but they still learned something.
Right. Right. And then you got back and just dove in to work. And then I was still there working on the Airbnbs and the rental places. And we'll probably do that in the next video, kind of talking about, because you were there for part of the process. And then the process I didn't complete it when I had to leave the country. So then I was going to go to either Montenegro or Albania and then trying to figure that out. But then before that even came into play, one of the things that you worry about when you leave the country, like what happens if something happens to a loved one or whatever. We get a call that mom had been diagnosed with cancer. And so she did say it was okay for me to talk about it. And so that was like, okay, now I'm so far away. What do I do? And so yes, I'm only a plane flight away. So that was good. And then we all kind of came together in that I could have got on a plane right away and come out, but it was good that I could kind of wrap things up over there at a good point and then come back. And so my son was there for a period. Your son was there for 2 weeks. You were there. David was there. Your daughter was there. And then I came. And so since then I've been, since September, I've been here in California. So I'm back in California. Again, it was an easy flight. It's, some case of emergency does happen. And so, but everything's going terrific with mom's treatment, which is really good. We're really grateful for that. And, and hearing so many horror stories of what everyone else goes through, then we're just being grateful, being grateful. And so then when I leave here, I'll go back in probably end of February, back to when all the treatment's complete, back to Musameli. So in the meantime, things have happened. It's another thing of how to do things when you're gone. And I had to work with the project manager and get things finalized and all that. So we'll talk about that next time. But so we've been busy. We've been, we were busy this summer, busy. And it's just, I guess we have to be better about sitting down and doing a podcast, because it was just easier to like say, okay, we'll get to it next week, or we'll have more stuff to talk about then, or we'll have more stuff to talk about then. But then I realized from the feedback, people are like, we just want to know what's going on, what is, and also not everything's exciting. A lot of things are a day in the life of, and that. And I think when I get back, because I don't have as much like to-do list stuff going on, the things will shift to really a lot of day in the life. Like, honestly, this is what I do. Guess what? I'm waiting for another truck to move because they stopped to talk to their friend and have a coffee and they block my way,
Well, I think
just
previously our other day in the lives were, hey, we're painting this wall, or we're, it wasn't.
Hey, my body's sore and all that. And also there were tons of things going on all summer at the main piazza. And I'm like, it's 9 p.m. I heard I'm going home. I'm done painting. I have spackle under my hands. I'm like, no, I'm not. There's like, I'm going to hose off. No. And then, or we would have to walk through the main piazza to go to different, like, pick up food to
Yeah.
take home because we didn't want to cook. And I'm just looking haggard walking through, and everyone's like, "Oh, how are you? How are you?" And you're like, "Please let me hide. Please let me
Yeah, I
hide."
know. Like, you don't want to smell me. Just stand back.
No, exactly. So yeah. So we've been up to a lot. We'll talk about it in the next couple episodes, and then when I get back, it'll be a lot of day in the life stuff, and then you're also moving and things
Yeah, this is
soon,
the
and
one
so
section that's not affected. That's
that
what's the
looks
bad
the
part.
same. Yeah, and moving, staying in Phoenix, but just changing
Yeah,
places. And so that's another thing that it'll probably change the amount of time you're coming out this summer, or if it changes to different dates also
yeah.
because of all the things that are lining up. So
Deposits and all that
we'll see
fun
how
stuff.
things go
So
from here on. Yeah. But okay, so that's where we've been. We're coming back.
yeah,
We'll talk some more. And next episode we'll kind of recap what's going on with all the properties. So exciting. All right. Ciao for now.
all right. Ciao for now.